As grumpy as this little toddler looks, she has grown into an optimistic and successful entrepreneur and individual. Born on March 28, 1968, Olga Smirnova Colette was raised during the Soviet Union in Syktyvkar, an industrial town in the northeast region of Russia. Olga grew up with her older sister Elena and two happily married parents named Boris and Alexandra, who were both electrical engineers. Since each Soviet student had similar salaries to one another, Olga and her family lived a modest lifestyle in a small city apartment, receiving free healthcare and education from the communist government. At an early age, Olga valued obedience, hard work, and dedication. A self-driven student, she remained at the top of her class throughout primary school to high school graduation. Although Olga recounts her hometown to be quite boring, she made many friends who together enjoyed reading, sewing, and ice skating. After attending a specialized English language school outside of her hometown from the age of 8 years old, Olga graduated and earned a degree in English and German at the Institute of Foreign Languages in Gorky, Russia. In October 1989, this 21-year-old woman immigrated from Warsaw, Poland to Southport, Connecticut to continue her work as a Russian interpreter in the United States. About 4 years later, Olga moved to Corona del Mar, California, renting a small apartment. There she worked as the executive assistant and translator for a Russian import and export company called Ortam. While applying for a similar position as Olga, Ina Kosatkina and Olga met, and the two became fast friends. Little did Olga know that they would soon create a translation services company called Global Language Solutions with 8 different offices worldwide. Here's Olga's story. What event in your life impacted you the most and determined your success in the future?
Yeah, it was a friend of mine who they moved into the same building where I was living, and the girl my age, which was about 8 years old, she was going to a specialized English language school and taking a bus every day to go to school. And so she was telling me how fun it was to take a bus to go to that school every day, and I got very fascinated by that, and then made everything possible to join that school. That kind of coincidental/accidental event made me go to the specialized English language school, and then later led to my career in languages and linguistics and language services that made me very successful and achieved my so-called American dream.
How did growing up in the Soviet Union influence the person and entrepreneur you became?
It was interesting because we got the best education possible without having the resources that are sometimes necessary in the United States to achieve the really high education level. So I was always a straight A student, and I was able to get to the best linguistics college or school in the country. And that kind of led me to, again, my career in linguistics. On the other hand, in Russia, there were not that many distractions or diversions for young people. Video games, television stations that catered to kids, and there was really nothing else to do except study and read. And so I excelled at school and I read a lot, and I think I kind of built up a very solid academic basis for excelling in life later.
How did your first jobs encourage your career later on?
My first couple of jobs were quite humble. So I worked in the vacational properties or timeshare industry for just a few months, and I learned very quickly what I'm good at and what I'm not good at, and which led me to believe that my best course in life in this country would be to start my own business. And thankfully I met your mother, and she was of the same mindset, and we started Global Language Solutions in 1994.
How did you meet my mom, Ina Kosatkina?
Yeah, I was working as an administrative assistant at the company called Ortam, which was an export-import Russian American company, and she came to interview for another open position at the time, and we met in the lobby of the company, and I immediately liked her a lot, and very quickly we became the best of friends when she joined the company and started working in the same company. Well, the initial idea was definitely your mother's, and she said, I think we should start our own business. For me, it was quite unthinkable at the time because we were working for this company, and we were trying to get our green cards and get the legal status in the country. So this was my first priority. But your mother was looking further ahead, and eventually I had to agree with her because the company we were working on, we can see all the things that they were doing wrong or that could be done better, and so that kind of gave us a reference point to where we started our own translation services company, and learned from lessons that were kind of negative lessons in our previous employment, and made it better for ourselves.
From a 2-woman group working from home to a company with 150 employees, 2,000 international subcontractors, and offices spanning from Argentina to Thailand, American Weekly magazine Inc. named Global Language Solutions one of the fastest-growing companies from 2013 to 2017. Catering towards medical and life science companies such as Allergan, Global Language Solutions offers translation services in over 100 different languages. Since the start of Global Language Solutions, Ina Kasakina and Olga have moved their main office from South Orange County in Aliso Viejo to the business-oriented city of Irvine. During this time period, Olga met her husband, Charlie Collette, and the two married in July 2004. On June 30, 2016, Ina Kasakina and Olga Smirnova sold their company to We Localize after reaching $25 million in annual revenue. On New Year's Day, 2017, Olga officially retired at the age of 48 years old and took the liberty to buy a new home in Crystal Cove with her husband Charlie, where the couple currently resides. By the end of 2017, Ina and Olga took the initiative to establish a nonprofit organization called Plan A that acts as a mini Shark Tank and support network for aspiring female and male entrepreneurs. A loving wife, stepmother of 3 children, and step-grandma, Olga has successfully demonstrated how to balance her professional and personal life. This woman is a role model to all business women, let alone every woman an immigrant. If Olga Smirnova isn't the definition of the American dream, then I don't know what is.